come back to you, Mr. Firestone. Jeff Sullivan?
Alrighty. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jeff Sullivan. I live at 54 Tracy Drive.
Good evening, Mr. Sullivan.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak here tonight. For the last 2 months, something has been weighing on my mind, which I find deeply disturbing. 2 months ago, this board voted to implement a project labor agreement at the Keeney Street School renovation project, a project labor agreement which discriminates against non-union workers, and it refuses them the ability to work on that job site because they're not a member of this special group. And now I assume that we all find discrimination wrong and unjust, but I find it wrong and hypocritical for this board to discriminate against non-union workers and businesses despite claiming to stand against discrimination. So next school board project or school construction project, hopefully we reconsider implementing a project labor agreement because discrimination is wrong. And next up, I just wanted to comment again on the town's plans to acquire the Tong building at 942 Main Street. Again, 2 months ago, you voted to pursue negotiations with the Tongs to acquire their building for a price as high as $1.75 million, which, according to the town assessor's office, has an estimated fair market value of $733,000. And again, I understand the board is looking or expected to finalize an ordinance to purchase that building for $1.75 million. And I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and not accuse you of a quid pro quo deal with Democrat Attorney General Tong's family, and instead propose that if the town is willing to pay such a high price, that would indicate that the assessed value of the property should have been higher for the preceding years, which means that the Tongs have paid less than their fair share of taxes to the town of Manchester, and maybe the town should use this as a negotiation tool to reduce the price for the property, because apparently the Tongs have gotten away without paying their fair share all this time. So, regardless, there's a high probability you will agree to purchase the building for $1.75 million, which is whatever. It's not a big deal, right? It's not your money. Might as well spend it. $1.75 million is whatever. It's like peanuts, right? But what does this represent in a larger context? And in the absence of a publicly declared plans for this building, I believe that this action represents government's continuous or inherent nature to always grow and expand and to gain greater control. By acquiring this property, the town gains greater control over the local economy and a prime commercial piece of real estate. This is an example of centralized economic planning, where the town's board of directors is directing the economy of Manchester rather than letting private business owners choose what gets built and where. So, it's centralized economic planning, which there are some merits to, but that could be debated for a while. But one other question is that because there are no publicly stated plans for this property, I ask you, or I assume that you have plans for this property to either demolish it and build something new, to put in a parking lot. But where is the transparency? I think we can all agree that we want transparency in our government. And if you're going to spend all this money to purchase a building, could you at least share with the public and be transparent with what it is that you intend to do with it? So, that's it for me.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan.